Good blessed Wednesday morning once again, y'all. Let me say it again. Good blessed Wednesday morning again, once again, y'all. It's January the 27th, 2021. It's about 10:07 a.m. in the morning. I know a lot of y'all told me to get some rest, and I know my daughter's telling on me, but you know, God allowed me to ease out every now and then before my daughters and them shut me down to give another little short message. And I want y'all to pay attention. Pay attention real good, because you see, the Bible has a roadmap to every situation. Let me say this. I greet all human beings with a universal greetings of peace, and the blessings of God be with you. It doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor religious beliefs may be. You can be a Christian, God be with you. You can be a Catholic, Hail Mary, full of grace. You can be a Muslim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You all are my brothers and sisters. I am my brothers and sisters' keepers. But I want to tell you something about what the Bible say with individuals that have parents. They say, honor your mother and your father. It's too many children out there. When I say children, I'm not just talking about little bitty babies. I'm talking about grown ones still out there disrespecting their parents. Won't no good come to it. You know, I'm going to tell you something. God sometime puts you in situations for a reason. You see, me and my dad, when I was coming up, I didn't see much of my dad. Most of the time I seen my mother. I didn't see much of my dad. You see, but God, over 6+ years ago, God sent me up to Chicago because a disease called dementia took over my dad's brain, his mind, his chain of thinking. And see, God said, this is going to be the time that you and your dad going to get a closer relationship. When I brought him down, he was functioning right. He had good memory, but he just needed somebody to take care of all of his business for him. So people out in the world, these evil people out in the world, not just white folks, but black folks too, taking advantage of people with dementia, taking advantage of people that have mental retardation problems. But you know, God allowed me to be here for him. God allowed me to understand him and him to understand me. You see, I was in and out of jail when I was younger because I was confused. You know, people said, they said prayers for me. God forgive him, for he know not what he do. And I didn't. You see what I'm saying? I didn't. But I knew enough when God sent me to prison that I wasn't going back again for no crime, committing criminal activities. I did go back again a few times when somebody was trying to take my life. But that ain't what I want to talk about. I see so much of people disrespecting their parents. You see, my children's only have memories when they was about 1 or 2 years old being with their mother. But before she passed of March of last year, no matter how they thought, I would never let them entertain the thoughts of disrespecting their mother. They'll show her rejection when she says certain things. May she rest in peace. But they never called another person their mama. You see, I never called another person my daddy. My mother never brought another man in the house. Even though when him and my mom separated, I didn't like it, but that was his choice, my mother said. Whatever went between her and my daddy was between them. You see, I never cussed my mother. I never cussed my daddy. You see what I'm saying? Even when I brought him down, me and him had our disagreements. He would let me know, you're my son, I'm not your son. Even when he wrong. But you see, God, even at this stage here, I can see it in his eyes, even though he barely can talk anymore now. And I know eventually God gonna call him home. But he see how much love, he see I ain't the person that people say I was out in the streets. My mother already knew it. She just knew I was a confused child, that I needed to get the right guidance, and the only one can put me back on the right track was God. And let me say this here too. I have nothing against anybody honoring celebrities, professional football players, basketball players, hockey players, singers, rappers. I have nothing against anybody honoring their anniversary. Yesterday, I think it was the year anniversary of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and people was honoring. But you know, I noticed something that they didn't honor. They didn't honor the pilot that died in that crash. They didn't honor the other people in there, but that's their prerogative. But I'm here today to honor people that's dying right now that ain't celebrities. People that's walking out of their houses trying to go to school or to work, and some black person out there killing them, or some police stopping him, asking for his ID. When he reached for his ID, the police said he was afraid and shot and killed him. I'm praying for those that just lost their lives a few seconds ago. I'm praying for those that just lost their lives a few minutes ago. I'm praying for those who had lost their lives an hour ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a day ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a week ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a month ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a year ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a decade ago. I'm praying for those who lost their lives a century ago. Those that's been forgotten about. You see, I had no idea it was Kobe Bryant's year that he had passed away. You know why? Because I'm like God. I'm not a respecter of persons. And this is no disrespect to anybody. But sometimes people can remember the anniversary that somebody else then died, can't even remember the anniversary when some of their own family members died. But this don't go to nobody in particular. I'm just bringing the message out. God, the God that I serve, he's not a respecter of persons. You see, Kobe Bryant, with all due respect, and may he rest in peace, his death, you see what I'm saying, is just the same as the death my daughters and them spoke about yesterday. A 4-year-old girl was stabbed to death in her house. I bet you some people don't even know about it, or they heard about it and they forgot all about it because she wasn't a celebrity. You see what I'm saying? She wasn't no Obamas. She wasn't the Clintons. She wasn't the Trumps. She wasn't the Bidens. She wasn't the Harrisons. You see what I'm saying? But let me just say this here. To each his own. But God see it all. You see, some of y'all that think y'all gonna make it into heaven, when you get there, God gonna say, when I was suffering, you see what I'm saying? You didn't even help me. And you're going to say, when you done it to the least. You see, some people, let me stop. I'm going to leave like this here before somebody call my daughters and them, and they come out to the lake and take me on back in, and I'll be embarrassed because they bigger than I am now. They taller than I am. They stronger than I am. But you know one thing about them? They respect me. Respect your parents. It's okay to disagree. Don't roll your eyes at your parents. Don't talk back to your parents. And then if you done disrespect your parents and you ain't came and apologized to them, you see what I'm saying? Like me, I forgive my children when they disrespect me. You see what I'm saying? Because their loss is somebody else's gain. But if you ain't man or woman enough to apologize to your parents when you disrespect them, then go to God and say, please forgive me. Peace be still. The water is peaceful. Look at that, y'all. Some people, when they see me coming out here, they say, I wonder if he coming out here to commit suicide. That's one thing I won't do. I won't take my own life. That's I-57, y'all. UPS, piggybacking, going southbound on I-57. There go a couple of other trucks. One truck going too slow. He trying to get. There go one going northbound. That's the traveling me and my daughters and them normally take. That's the traveling we took to go get my daddy. Yeah, I'm in the Crown Vic today. My enemy's probably wondering what I'm in today. I'm in my Crown Vic. But you remember, God, Rod, and his staff, they comfort me.